Hey, Jules Blessed Vegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. It's been a few months since my last confession. Oh my gosh, people, there is a consequence, right? We have to pay the piper. There is always a consequence, an action, a reaction, right? Oh my gosh, people, I just got my blood done. I know, I know. So let's go back to the icon. It says, when God delivers you from addiction, get as far away from that behavior and lifestyle as you can. Prisoners don't continue to hang out around the prison after they've been released. Oh my gosh, that is so true. Okay, but you know me. So I come from an addictive personality type, and it's like I literally lose brain cells. Like when things start going well again, I immediately forget how sick I was. Right? It's like when someone binges their head off, they're so sick, they promise the world they're gonna stop, they'll never do it again. I remember Tanny Raw would always, if you don't know her, look her up on every social media platform for health. But she would always get this example of when somebody would like have their head in the toilet, swearing to God that they would never ever drink. Like, I can't even remember what it's called. It's some pure alcohol nightmare that's like only available in Canada or something. It's illegal in the US, but people get it. I used to remember what it was called, but it's literally just complete poison to the body. But, of course, when the hangover is gone, when a couple of days have passed, unless there's a deliberate behavior change, no surprise, they're back in the bottle. Which I completely understand. And it's the same thing, binging my head off, getting so sick. You know, my promise was that I wouldn't throw up anymore. I wanted to keep the consequence, which led to severe obesity, the whole thing. And no, I did not falter on my plan recently, okay? But I wasn't really being very honest. And again, it's not about you, it's about me. And I'm just sharing my truth. And I'm so grateful that you're here with me on this journey and letting me share. But to be fair, I was really eating way more than I thought. I was eating way more off plan than I said. I was eating more junk food vegan than certainly whole food plant based vegan, and definitely not raw. Far more than I'd say. And of course, like I so often do, I stopped writing in my journal. On the days that I ate correctly and even bothered to check in with my journal, I simply put, clean food. I didn't even say what I ate. And if I was being honest about that, I would say, I'm trying to think, because I was in a raw reset in January of last year, and I definitely was clean for that. I stayed clean. I was in a raw reset in March. I was clean in March. And then I was in a reset in July. I was clean in July. But I would say probably by reset, I mean the Tanner resets. And again, you can look that up. But I think in between those resets, I faltered, right? And then somehow, after the July reset, which was literally the third anniversary of me ever being in a reset and was supposed to really give me the momentum to go forward in a good way, I absolutely lost my program and binged my head off, like on every single thing in the world, and in a really creepy, disgusting way, where I was hiding in my car, hiding wrappers, lying to my husband, whom I've since made amends to, being mad at the world because addiction is such a jealous lover, and everybody, by all accounts, was interrupting my chance to binge. Like, so why do you need my time right now? I could be binging. You want me to volunteer for what? I could be binging. I'm supposed to be at home at what time? I can pull over and be binging. Like, I was in the thick of my dis-ease, beyond belief. Beyond belief. And, I put on a ton of weight in a very short period of time, which is just so fleshy and uncomfortable. And so that was for sure August, because I was clean for July, that's for sure. But let's say mid-August. So probably the last week or two of August, for sure all of September, and for sure all of October. And seriously, in those 2.5 months, I put on like 30 pounds. Like, honestly, I just went crazy and could only see 330 plus on the horizon. It was so awful. Okay, so finally, by God's grace, I got back into the 12-step program, which just works for me. It's such a great support group. I got clean on October 31st. Sorry, I'm having like October 31st, which was, of course, Halloween. So no, I didn't participate in Halloween. Yes, I got clean on Halloween. And I'm so happy to say that I have been genuinely clean ever since. And by clean, I literally mean absolutely eating largely raw vegan with an occasional cooked element, you know, I don't know, every 3 weeks or something in that time. So maybe 4 times in that time, however much time that is. I can't even think straight, but 29, I guess 67 days. Okay, so not even eating a cooked element for every meal or anything, just one, like sometimes I'll do a spaghetti squash. Okay. I think I had rice one time. It's rare for how many meals I have, right? I mean, seriously, if we say it's 3 or even 4, depending on how I break up my smoothie, my this and my that and whatever, out of 250 meals, I had like 4 cooked elements. It's not a big deal. And it's okay. I'm okay with that. But here's the point. What God told me so long ago, and again, that was in 2010, and it took me until about 2011 and a half, or even 2012 to kind of get it, the beginning of a plan. And I was still very much into all of the standard American diet. But I got off medication, and finally by 2014, I started to see a slight improvement in my kidneys, which were well on the way to needing to go into dialysis and everything else. And then finally in 2014, I started to find my way, and I started to lose weight. And I lost a significant amount of weight, like literally 100 pounds in about 2 years. And then in 2016, I got comfortable. I ended up gaining weight right back, and I was like, right up to 280 again. And then finally in January of 2018, so literally 4 years ago this week, 4 years ago this week, I found Tammy Raw. My husband bought me her coaching program as a gift, and I spoke to her for the first time. Now, I still didn't know anything about vegan or raw vegan, and it still took me, another 6 months and even another 10 months before I started my Jules Blessed Vegan channel, and finally realized that that was the direction I wanted to go. And of course, it's just gotten better and better ever since, except for this fall that I just had. So a year ago, when I got my blood and everything done, I guess, let's see, it was 2 years ago because of the COVID. I missed, some of it. But anyway, let's just say 2 years ago. So my overall cholesterol and everything was 135, which was really fantastic. And I was very much on plan. And I was so incredibly excited because my globular filtration rate, which is how they monitor your kidneys, was finally, and this is over a 10-year period practically, we're finally up to 72. And 72 is amazing. That's considered like within the realm of almost normal. Like ideally, like 90 would be amazing for 1. But anything above 60 is a 2. And 70 is just not a concern, even for insurance and stuff like that. So 72 was a tremendous celebration. It was so incredible. And then my A1C, which is how they monitor your diabetes, was a 5 flat, and 5.6 is again, just a healthy range. Everything healthy. Fast forward to today. So today I got my stuff back, and anything below 200, 199, anything below 199 for your overall cholesterol is great. Mine was 163 today, but compared to 135, That's way up, right? And then, like the HDL, which is your good cholesterol, that remained the same. It was 51. Anything above 40 is okay. I wish it was better than that, but so what? Because of all my cholesterol being up, that's just not great. The saddest part, and this is that part where it says, if God gets you from addiction, run. And God got me off of all medication. He got me off of all doctor approved, over the counter, every kind of medication to improve my kidneys. But the second promise in that was to lose the weight. And so obviously I have put on weight, since 2 years ago. And so not only is my cholesterol up, but that A1C is at 5.4 now, which is way closer to 5.6. Come on. And people will say, well, it's still good, Jules. Like, all your numbers are good. My kidneys dropped 14 points to a 68. Forgive me, 58. 58. Which puts me back into third stage kidney disease. Now, granted, it's the low end. But third stage kidney disease, which screws up my insurance again, because you don't have rights when you're in stage 3. Now, granted, was it way worse? Of course. It was 32 before. But so what? I'm going in the wrong direction quickly. Now, I've got to give myself some props that I have been eating clean for 67 days. It's going to take time. But I have to make sure I have time. Anyway, that's the sad news of the day. But I will be completely accountable for that. I will be completely accountable. I've done many things right. I've been off alcohol forever. I don't have any medication. I use heating pads and ice at best. So yay God on that. I am absolutely vegan, so no meat, no dairy, yay God. But I was doing junk food vegan for a while there, and I'm 67 days in. I'm going to trust the process, continue to be accountable. I'm going to study up again on the best way to care for my kidneys, and I'll be sharing that tomorrow. And it's not, you can do everything within the realm of vegan and raw vegan. You can do the whole thing in whole food, plant-based, and raw vegan. You can get the list of best foods for kidneys and choose the ones that fit your program. One thing that I need to consider is there's a couple of other elements. It's not just the foods, but it's what's in the food. I remember one of them was sodium, which is never a problem for me. I've never been a sodium girl. None of my food is hiding sodium. That is not a problem for me. Another one was phosphorus, and I'll be interested to see if I'm accidentally eating some phosphorus stuff. And then the third one, this is my genuine concern, it's potassium. Again, I'm going to be sharing this tomorrow because it's midnight as usual. But it says potassium plays many critical roles in the body, but those with kidney disease need to limit potassium to avoid dangerously high blood levels. It's usually recommended to limit potassium to less than 200 milligrams a day. Guess what the problem is? A medium banana has 400 and something. So I have at least 4 bananas a day, and often more. I'm going to have to pray about that. All right, my friends, that's all. I just wanted to be straight up. God gave me grace. I ran, and then unlike a prisoner, I came back and jeopardized myself, and I have a consequence. I'm not losing hope, but I have a consequence. All right. Stick around, people. I appreciate your support. Okay, like if you like, join us if you haven't. Subscribe. Let me know in the comments below how I may support you. And until we talk again, I'm going to put myself on the prayer warriors list. I'm so good about that for everybody but me. Until we talk again, best of all, know that you're blessed.